Hey guys, welcome to Open Techno. If I show you this thing I have on my iPhone, you might think it's a wireless charging base. However, it's actually a hard drive, a 512 gigabyte hard drive that we can use to store all kinds of files. You can always carry it with your phone, and of course connect it at any time to Android devices, iPads, or even a computer. This is the iFRO P10 Plus, the universal version of the iFRO P10, a hard drive with the same design that has already existed for a few years. In this case, they've gone further. Compatible with more devices, since we're going to have USB-C and Lightning connections for slightly older iPhones. Hey, I won't keep you longer. Let's dive into the iFRO P10 Plus music. I'll remove it from the iPhone so we can examine it. And let's see that it's a device with a 6 cm diameter, 6.5 cm thickness, and weighs 41 grams. Let's see that when we attach it to our iPhone, because it uses MagSafe, which is this technology that lets us connect or attach things to the back of our iPhone. We can see that it's not much thicker than the camera module that sticks out on this iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's going to take up a little more space, but it's not too much, and when you hold it, the phone doesn't feel especially bulky either. When it comes to weight, we barely notice it, as those 41 grams blend in with the phone's overall weight. But let's talk a bit about the unboxing. We have a device that is quite minimalistic. We have the part that says iFRO, which is the one that sticks to the phone. Then we have a completely black back and a USB-C port at the bottom. And it comes in this little box with all these accessories. The first thing we're going to find will be 3 cables. The first one will probably be the one we use the most if we want to use it with our mobile phone, which is this one here that lets us connect the iFRO P10 Plus on the straight end. And then we have an elbow-shaped USB-C to connect it to our iPhone, for example. Then stick it to the back so that the cable is completely hidden like this, and in an ergonomic, comfortable way without it getting in the way. But then, if we want to use it with our laptop, it comes with a completely straight USB-C cable, and it also comes with a USB-C to Lightning cable. In case we want to use it with devices like, for example, my iPhone 8 Plus or my 9th generation iPad, which use this Lightning connection for both charging and data transfer. Also, I want to mention that iFRO has thoughtfully included this travel pouch so we can put our hard drive in here and keep it completely safe, preventing any bumps to the hard drive itself. It's a nice little touch that, hey, probably doesn't cost much, but it really improves the user experience to have this option to carry the drive safely. Lastly, I want to mention a sticker that lets us use MagSafe with Android phones that don't have it, unlike iPhones. You put this sticker on, and then you could attach the hard drive to that sticker using adhesive. Now let's talk about data. This iFRO P10 Plus is available in a single version with 512 gigabyte. We also have the iFRO P10, which I mentioned earlier. It doesn't come with lining, but for example, we could find it in other storage levels like 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, and so on. However, this one stands out with its 512 gigabyte of storage, which is impressive. Storage that is accessible, with read speeds of up to 2,000 megabytes per second and write speeds of up to 1,800 megabytes per second. This is possible if we connect this hard drive with one of the official cables included to a USB-C 3.2 port, which should be generation 2x2. I understand that this is a transfer protocol that maximizes speed and allows us to reach those 2,000 megabytes per second speeds. However, what is going to be the general trend? I've tested it with my iPhone 15 Pro Max and MacBook M1 Pro, and I get speeds of 1,000 megabytes per second. Is that because they lack the USB-C 3.2 2x2 the brand mentions? But 1,000 megabytes per second is already excellent. And hey, just so you know, if you use the Lightning cable, it might work at 480 megabytes per second. Because these cables, these older Apple protocols, didn't allow as much speed as USB-C. This iFRO P10 Plus is compatible starting from iOS 13, and of course, it's compatible with Android phones. It's universal and works with computers running Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. And with that said, let's talk about use cases for this iFRO P10 Plus. If you enjoy video or content creation, one clear example comes to mind. And the thing is, Apple has included ProRes in video recording for a few generations now, which is a professional format that takes up a lot of space and can only be recorded on external hard drives. Well, hey, here's your first use case. If you want to record professional video with your iPhone, just know that you're going to need an external hard drive like this one. Now, you can do it too. You can use it, for example, to offload files that you have in the Files app on your devices. This way, we can copy at speeds between 1,000 and 2,000 megabytes per second, whether it's documents, movies, videos in general. For example, from a content creator, and have them on this hard drive and, for instance, take them to the computer. And this way, we can edit a video from a vacation, a trip, a getaway, or whatever it may be. And in a very convenient, very portable way. And hey, this thing only weighs 41 grams. And of course, you can use it for countless other things that come to mind. You can simply have it connected to your computer, put your stuff in it, photos, videos, and so on. And hey, let's say you're, for example, videographers. Do you want to meet with a client and show them your work? You could just take an iPad and copy all the videos or projects you want to show onto it. You'd connect it with Lightning or USB-C to view it directly on your iPad for them. Well, like I said, for example, to a client, I'll be giving you demonstrations of this that you'll be seeing. Meanwhile, you can see how you might use this hard drive, but it's still just a standard hard drive. Hey, if you want to buy it, but you don't always want to use it with your iPhone, that's no problem at all. You can use it directly with your Mac. And hey, nothing stops it from being a completely normal SSD drive. For my 9th generation iPad, I'm going to use the cable with the Lightning connector, as you can see. Just connect the USB-C, plug the Lightning into the iPad, and it works automatically. In the Files app, we already have iFRO, which would be our hard drive, with its file system. Shall we check the videos we copied from the computer? Here we have the Ford Mustang video, for example. And as you can see, playback works really well, super smooth, so the read speed for a video like this would be perfect. We can also mess around. Over here I have some videos, for example, that I recorded recently with the drone, and from here we could take a look at the videos. And we could even copy these files. For example, this one and this one, which is 2 gigabytes, to our iPad in the following way. We could drag it, say that we're going to our local iPad, and paste them here in the root folder. As I told you before, with Lightning the speed won't be very high, but well, about 3 gigabytes take approximately a minute to copy. Here we already have the first video and can start playing it on our iPad without any issues. It works the same for iPhone. We connect the USB-C with this little elbow here because it will be a bit more convenient for us to connect it to the iPhone later. We connect it there through the USB-C port of our iPhone. And finally, we could stick it on the back using MagSafe. Well, you know, for convenience, so it fits there perfectly. And now, if we open our File app, we'll see that here we have the 3 folders we had on the hard drive. The drone videos, which we can also view directly from here, the videos we had copied from the computer. Finally, if you want to use this hard drive professionally, such as recording videos directly to it, I recommend the Blackmagic app, which lets you adjust all desired video settings. And of course, in Settings Media, it allows us to choose the folder where we want to record, so we can record the videos directly inside the hard drive folder, and that's it. So hey, now we would just hit record directly. There, you'll see that I'm gonna make a very simple little clip. There's the computer, there's the iPad. Should we cut there? Is that enough? And what if we go to the Files app now? We'll see that in the Blackmagic folder, this video has been generated for us, which is the one we just recorded. And what we could do with this clip directly is copy it to the computer and edit it in Final Cut. Or if we have several professional videos or a YouTube short where we want to combine clips, add music, and more, we could directly use this hard drive to edit with Final Cut on our computer. Now, if that 512GB capacity limits you, as I mentioned before, you can also consider the other range, the iPhro P10, which would simply have a bit more storage in case you need it. However, in terms of universality, if that word even exists, we have this iPhro P10 Plus, which I think is perfect. Lastly, I want to mention I haven't experienced any overheating issues. It gets a little warm, but that's normal for any mechanical or SSD drive. Nothing unusual. What caught my attention is that the folks at iFRO could have put more effort into the details, right? What happens if we're recording professionally on this hard drive and the iPhone's battery runs out? Well, we're gonna have the charging port occupied. It would have been really cool if they had thought of a solution so we could have our hard drive connected. At the same time, for example, having that electric current going into our iPhone to charge the battery or at least keep it from discharging. We can fix it with external accessories, but it would have been a nice feature I would have liked. And finally, let's talk about the price. This iFRO P10 Plus costs around 85 euros approximately. However, if we find a discount, we can offer you an additional discount or find a cheaper price. Don't doubt that we'll leave it for you down in the description, along with some more information about this device. That said, if you have any questions, you can leave them below in the comments. If you liked the video and found it interesting, you can leave us a like. And with that said, we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.